Oh, okay. So did you go through the previous class?
Yes, I was present for the previous class.
Okay. Okay. So I hope you have a Scratch installed in your system today.
Yeah, I do know.
Okay. So for today's class, we'll be considering a topic which happens to be the beginner's topic, and we'll be learning so many things as we go. So if you have your jots, your notes, you can write along. So let
Okay.
me share my screen. So can you see my screen?
Um, it's loading. Yes, I can now.
Okay. So today's topic is about algorithms. Now, why this topic is important is because for the learners, having known that technology has its own distractions, um, they need to be pre-informed and also guided about what about what they are going to face and how they can use their device. So when we talk about algorithm is a list of all the steps that is needed to do a task. An algorithm is a list of all the steps that need to be performed in order to complete a task. So this topic happens to be one of the first topic I usually introduce to my learners, especially those of them in primary level, that for them to be able to achieve a task of writing set of codes, they need to understand or to know what task am I to do. Okay, so what will I be doing in that task? What are the steps that will be involved in the task? You need to ask yourself, because considering our nature of power supply and other things, you'd see that if you get your system, if you're not stable, if you don't know what you want to do, by the time you now arrange yourself and put yourself together, you'd discover that as at then your system battery may be low, and at the end of the day, you don't achieve anything. So that's why this topic happens to be the first topic. So I said an algorithm is a list of all the steps that need to be performed in order to complete the task. You can also put it this way, that an algorithm is a list of all the steps needed to do a task. So in everyday life, we have an algorithm. Take, for instance, an algorithm of getting ready for school. So we'll talk about an algorithm for getting ready for school. What are those steps that a learner or anybody wants or might need to get ready for school? You see that the first step is you need to wake up from sleep. Then you take your bath, the process you brush, and everything that has to do with washing of the body. Then you get dressed, eat your breakfast. Some persons, like I know for primary learners, they make them eat first so that they will not soil their clothes. They eat. It depends on any of them. So you eat your breakfast, you get dressed, you pack your bags, and you go to school. You can see that this is a repetitive task. You do it on Monday, you do it on Tuesday till Friday. And if you program this algorithm into a robot, the robot will also be able to go to school every day. So that's why we'll talk about an algorithm. First of all, is a list of all the steps needed to do a task. What really do you want to do? You need to understand the task. Okay, what are the steps always in achieving the task? Then you list them. Now, there's also a topic I call sequence. Let me search through. Sequence. Sequence is the order at which these steps come. I mean, please just hold on. So when we talk about sequence, it means making things follow the right order. Just like for someone to get ready for school, you see that the person will need to wake up from sleep. There's no how the person will get dressed even while sleeping or be eating while he or she is sleeping. So it has the sequence at which it will follow. So all the instructions given to a computer contain a list of steps, but these steps need to be performed in order, in a particular order, for the task to be done correctly. So take, for instance, that I tell a learner to list all the numbers from 1 to 5 in the right sequence. You can have maybe a learner stand up, maybe the learner was playing or something. You would hear something like 1, 3, 4, 2, 5. Now, why someone else who was listening may be able to give you these numbers in the right order? You'd see that after listing the numbers, you'd see that the one on the right is correct, while the one by my left is wrong. So there is no how we'll achieve any task without, first of all, we know what task we want to do, we list all the tasks, then we'll now place them in the right order. So for today's class, the task we'll be doing is how to use our Scratch software. So I'll start with a simple task, a dance animation. Okay, welcome, Mr. Reward. Welcome. How was your day?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you. I greet you. Good evening.
Good evening. Okay. So I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, please. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Okay. So let me share my screen. Please hold on. Let me search for something. I need to share a PDF with us. Maybe later. Okay, let me just head on and share. So I want to do a dance animation. So that's the project that we want to do. I want to get a character that would make some moves and also would be able to add sound to it too. Okay, I hope you can see my screen very well. So as at the last class, I took you through the interface of the software and everything. So today I want to be more practical. So I want to choose a sprite now that can make movement. So where you get your sprite is this first circle. You see, choose a sprite. Either you use this one or you use this one. It will still work fine. You see the sprite list here. So I want for people, okay, there's for dance already. So these are characters that can give you different movements. Let me take this. If you want to check it, the way it moves, you can hover around this. Okay. Okay. So maybe I'll work with this. Just click on it. You'd see it appear here. So I don't want this cat. What I'll do is to click on the sprite one. So you see this delete icon. You click on it, and we've chosen a sprite. So the next thing is to choose a backdrop. Now your backdrop should also correlate with the task you want to do. Backdrop should correlate with the task you want to do. So take for instance, this is where you choose backdrop, either here or here. You can paint, you can add surprises, you can even upload a backdrop from your system. Download from it. Anything, a backdrop is just like your background. So if you're talking about dance, okay, it means it should be something like a party or something. So when you click on that circle there, you see here, and if I should say music, let me see. Okay, I click on music, you see different backgrounds. Let me take this one, concert. You see that you now have the background. So, any questions so far? Should I continue? You can left click, you come here, left click and drag this sprite, and it will move. You can even reduce the size. You click here to reduce the size. Should I continue? So in the chat.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay. So the next thing that we'll need to do now is to write codes for this sprite. Now, before you should write any code for this sprite, the first thing you need to make sure that you have the blue line, blue color something line around that sprite. Else, you are writing codes, but it's not for that sprite. Or talk about sprite. Sprite is the character or the object you interact with in the process of the program. You're trying to code something. So sprite is the character or object, just like if I should come here and click here, you see different sprite lists, character, objects, food, anything that the user will interact with. So that's what we call sprite. So make sure that you have this blue line around the sprite. Now, after which the next thing is to go to events. To go to events. Okay, let me still share my screen. Trying to query me. Even okay. So I want to share another. Let me go back to that document so that I'll explain the events. Because I promise explaining it. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So we'll talk about events. Events are actions that cause other things to start happening. In other words, we can say events are what makes other things happen. So when we are creating programs, we use events to tell the computer when to start doing something, when to change what it is doing, or when to stop doing something. So we use these events to start it, because you will not always be there when the user will start that program. So you need to make it, program it, code it in a way that the user will know where to start. And after you've given the hints of the game, you tell the user how to start and how the game is. So you should be able to program it that way, because events can be likened to, say, if you walk into a dark room, and once you walk into that dark room, you not know what to do. You may not even find your way. So, but when you turn on that light, that action of turning on the light is the event that makes everything happen. You can find your way. You can do one or two things. So in computer programming, every event triggers an action. You can identify most events by the keyword when. So the keyword for event is what? When. When an event happens, it performs an action. Take, for instance, now, if you're doing a dance animation for a birthday party, whenever the user clicks on the green flag, the dancing should start. So you can decide that whenever someone presses the space key, it will work. Whenever you press another alphabet on the keyboard, it should work. Everything is being programmed by you. I hope we got that.
Yes, I did. No,
Okay.
no, that's
So let's move to the software now. Okay, very good. I want to share Scratch. Okay. Sorry about that. I shared another software. Okay. So now let's start. So our first block will always be events. So click on events. What you do is you take your mouse to any of them that you want it to happen first. If you want when backdrop switches, is it that whenever the sprite is clicked, you come and click the sprite itself? Or is it that when green flag is clicked? So what you do is left click this and you drag. Now, let me tell you something. Once you cross this line, this vertical line you can see here, to this workspace, the code area, it will stay. Else, if you're in between here, when you left click, you hold it steady and use your right hand to move the mouse to this space. Else, if you left click and you come here, you think that, oh, I should remove my finger from the left button of the mouse. It is either neither here nor there. So it will disappear. So what guarantees you that it will appear on the code area is that you left, go here, make sure that you now have the arrow change from this form to 5 little fingers. Then I always advise my students, bring it to this side, this left-hand side. You left click, press it steady, and you drag across. Once you leave it there, it's fine. So the next thing we'll tell it to do is to start making moves. How will it make moves? You need to switch the costume. This is just like a costume. You need to move it. So where we'll find that block is under looks. So we switch costume to, because why I said you should make it, always take your mouse to this left-hand side. If you should come here and move, there's every tendency that, oh, some persons may press here and they will see drop down menu. They will not know what to do. So you should be setting. That's why you take it here and move. You pull it. And once you see this shadow appear, it will tell you that you are about connecting with the other one. So we are building codes in form of blocks. That's for the primary learners. That's what they understand. They understand these pictures more than we telling them Python, Java. It is when they get to secondary level now, they will now understand Python, Java, and all those ones. For now, they appreciate the pictorial view of codes. So once you see this shadow appear here, you remove your hand, it will socket. Now, if you observe it, this, when flag is clicked, had a part that can be connected. While this one has what? Opening. So it talks about shapes. So by, if not, if you don't observe it, take for instance, I go here, I bring another when flag is clicked, and I'll be checking how will it enter. It will not enter anywhere. It will not work. Even as I'm putting it on top here, it will still be finding its way around that block. So now, if you should click on this, you see something like this, although I clicked on it by mistake. So the next thing is that you need to give it control, or yes, you control it by saying wait for 1 second. I can increase the time. Then I go back again. Let me do it again. So take switch costume again, this time around to another position. I'll come here, click on this drop down menu. That V that is pointing down. Click on it. I'll choose another position. So I'll tell it to wait again after that. Okay. I'll do the same thing again. Tell it to wait again. Now, if I should click on this, so I'm to exhaust this. If I should say, oh, let me not put wait. Let's observe something. I join this one. I join this one. Observe. You will not, it is working, oh, but you will not see it works as fast as you can't really know which position it has moved to. That's why we're putting the weight. So if I should click on this, very fast. So it's not able to differentiate between inner stance and inner top arrow step. It has finished, it has worked. It has gone through those steps, but its ability to tell you. So if we should say, okay, so I can continue like that till I exhaust. So if I don't want to still go there to be dragging blocks, I can come here, take it here, right click, duplicate, put it under. Remember to change the position. So I can right click again, duplicate, change it again. So okay, so what did you observe? What is lacking here? Yeah, what's lacking here? I want someone to say someone is dancing. So what's lacking there?
I guess music.
Music. Okay. So music is lacking here. So if you can decide to put the music here or at the background, that's at the backdrop. But preferably it's ideally put it at the backdrop so that you don't have too much codes on your code area here. So what you need to do now, remember that I said anytime you want to write code, you should make sure that the blue line is around it. So we were writing codes for this sprite. So for the backdrop, you click on it, you see the blue line around it, and you see a space open here. So the same principle follows that when green flag is clicked, so that when we click on green flag, everything will start at the same time. So the next thing is that I want to put music. And who can suggest which code block should we use? Which code block should we use? Yes, Mr. Jeffta, go ahead. Yes, continue. Unmute and talk. Unmute and speak. Yes, I'm seeing your hand
I
raised.
think the sound close.
Okay. So if I should click on this sound, I can take play sound until done. So if I should click on this, I don't like this kind of sound. So for us to choose the sound I would like, we come here, we click here on the sound tab. Remove now so that it's okay. So you have this place where you choose sound. So you click there to choose sound. There are so many sounds. Okay. So let me scroll up. I've checked most of this sound before now. Um, so for you to test it, you just take your mouse, place here. Don't click on it.
Hey.
So if I click here, maybe I'll choose this one. So once I'm done with the choice, I'll come here to change it to this. So let me come back to this sprite. So let's see. So what's the challenge? Something is wrong. Yes. Okay. Yes, Mr. Ankere, speak. Yes, we are
Hello, can
listening.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, not about the question you asked though. I'm seeing some black bars, like black screens on your. Yeah, I said there are some black things on your screen covering some of the things you're doing. Why are they there?
Okay, they happen to be all these icons. They happen to be those icons where I can add participants and all those things. Let me look for where to hide floating meeting. You know that if I hide it now, how will I see and okay. Is it okay now? Is Ankara,
Yeah,
is it
it's much
okay now? Okay.
better, but one is yeah, it's
Okay. Okay, I never knew. Okay, sorry about that. So if you look at it, the music tends not to finish before the person dancing, and also the other is not correlating. So there's a way we can do it so that we'll not always come to be clicking it. We can do that using controls. Under the control, make it forever. You can make it repeat too. Okay, so the same thing I'll do for the music. Okay. So okay, so I hope this is better now. I know, get your feedback. Is this better now? Talk more stable.
yeah. I have a question.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Continue.
So I wanted to know how you combined the commands for the yeah I said I wanted to know how you combined the commands for the backdrop sprites where the
Yeah.
music was playing and
Yeah.
the commands for the person that was dancing. At what point did you put in blocks?
Okay. So for the person that is dancing, it is just once you've added the sprite, you start putting the commands, that's the blocks. So once you are done with that, you go to this stage where you have stage. You click on this place. Once you click on it, you see the blue line around it. So you see it's the space open here. Once it opens, what you need to do is you start writing your blocks. I mean, you start building the blocks for them. And once you're done, for you to be very sure, you come back to this sprite, then you give the final command to start with this green flag up here. But if you observe something, if you come here and click only here, it's only the music at the background that will be playing. because you just selected only that one. You come here, it will just be only the sprite that is working. So once you are done with all of them, the green flag you click, because you gave it the command green flag here at the backdrop, green flag too. So when you now click here, so both sides will work simultaneously. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
So okay, you're welcome. So I'll show you how to save. You go to File, Save to your computer. So you take note of where you're saving it. Now I want to give us a class tax. I hope we are with our devices. Are you with your device? If you are with your device, let me hear you. I want to give you a class tax to finish.
I'm with mine.
Okay. I want to give you a class tax to finish. Okay, let me save it like as CARIP dance. I have so many of these dance. So I want to take note of where I save it. So please take note of where you save this, whether it's document or what. So you click on save. So I would like you to exhaust all the positions here. So would
Okay.
still be, yes. Who is speaking? Please, I would like to know who is speaking. For the rest, for other participants, okay. Who
It's
was
Jefta.
speaking? Okay, Jefta. So
It's Jefta.
Nkere and Reward. I hope you're available for this task. So we'll join back. I'll drop a link. You will join back by 8 o'clock so that I'll see what you did. Huh? I'll drop a link for you.
Unfortunately,
Yeah? Yeah? So you join back by 8 o'clock so that I'll know what you did so far. So let's join back by 8 o'clock. I'll see what you did so far.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. So that's for everybody.